Hi guys, welcome to the seventh round of the ANZCAR Cup on iRacing, brought to you by SimShed Broadcasting. My name's Nathan Mankey, and I've got alongside me, well, not physically, but virtually, alongside me, Jonathan Hancock in the broadcasting booth. Um, what can I say? We're here today. We've just watched the qualifying, and myself, I'm just waiting for the stats to come up, so I can't give you much information on that yet. But I can give you a little bit of history on the Homestead Miami Speedway, which starts back in 1992, which was after a hurricane called Hurricane Andrew. It was specifically built to help the residents get back on their feet with income and whatnot. So, yeah, there's that. They didn't start actually doing official NASCAR racing until 1995. That's all I've got for you. I'll have some more facts during through the race as I need to be. I don't know if whether Jonathan wants to introduce himself and drop anything interesting that he has to say.
Yeah, so I'm here regularly with Carl, but Carl is on this week, so it's Nathan and I here tonight. A bit more about the whole track here tonight. Behind the front stretch, behind the main grandstands, there's a RC course that they have held many of world championships on. Even though we got the real big oval, they still need the little stuff to upcoming drivers, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. There's some interesting things about this track. An unusual, interesting, but probably pointless fact, but somewhat interesting, is the track has 1,005 palm trees planted on site. That consists of 15 different varieties. A fun, useless fact to know about the track, I guess. But if we start to look at the results for qualifying, which I would love to look at, but I don't have them in front of me, so I'm going to bypass that right at the second. Do we want to have a look at your lap of the track at this point, Jonathan?
Why not? Let's have a look at it. Homestead Miami Speedway. Right, this pit speed limit is 50 miles per hour as we lead out onto under the apron here, but not on the apron. This is a separate road for pit exit tonight, which can be challenging for some drivers. We come up the back stretch and get up the speed here. Now the first few laps will be a bit slippery on cold tyres, so a bit more lifting is required and a bit more modulation of the throttle. Try to run it down as you exit, come up towards the wall as we pass the main grandstand here and the box up in 1 and 2. Again, a little bit of lifting and modulation, trying to get down towards that bottom line and back up into the throttle and out towards the wall. A little bit of sliding as the tyres are cold at the moment. Again, back down towards this bottom line with a bit of modulation of the throttle. Back out, right out towards the wall as hard as you can get to that wall. Lifting towards the green light there. Going to try to get down a bit lower this time. There is multiple lines you can run here at home anyway, and plenty of opportunities for passing. Tyre wear is going to be a big thing tonight, so there may be a big advantage taking the undercut. I'll go around one more time here, talk you through it one last time. As I come up the front stretch, just lifting at the red line there, going down, accelerating, getting back on the throttle, up towards these set of lights, try to be straight before them to run down the long back stretch and have a good acceleration, lifting just at the line there, coming down towards the bottom of the road. Again, bringing back in the accelerator. down the home stretch for the final time. This time I bring it into pit road, show you the slow down into the pit lane. Again, just picking up that throttle, trying to get out towards the wall. Tyres are still a little cold here, so I do apologise if these laps aren't the best. Again, just lifting a little extra now as we're trying to get into pit lane, coming down tighter on the line. Bringing it down. Got to bring it down through 2 gears to get it down at 50k. As we now just slowly move back towards my pit box. That is a couple laps here at Homestead Miami Speedway.
So, just watching these guys doing their warm-up laps here. It's me myself. I'm first commentary and watcher of this, so I'm just flicking through the paints at the moment, enjoying the view.
Yeah, a lot of people, you know, we put a lot of effort. Each and every sponsor has to go on the car that sponsor us, and we have to represent them as best as we can. So it takes a lot of time and effort for a paint that you see here on the live stream, and some paints aren't always showing off full glory, as some drivers don't always get time up the front, so their paints aren't showing off as much.
Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose that's what the sponsorship is all about, isn't it? You know, you get the good sponsors when you're sitting up the front because they get all the showtime, I guess. I mean, we try to be fair when we're broadcasting, but yeah, that's what part of the motivation is for getting up the front, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been very lucky this year with my sponsors, my personal car. Video that you saw there earlier, when I was doing my laps, I got Hybrid Racing Simulation and sponsors for this year.
Well, it's a very quality sponsor to have alongside you.
Yeah, they're very good sponsors and top of the line in what they do, sure. So
Yes.
we've only got 30 seconds here left in practice, and looking at here as Jason is the quickest currently, and Jason Martin that is, followed by Jason Harrigan, currently sitting 1-2 in the practice here, but we'll see how they grid up and how the qualifying played out.
Very interesting. Just quietly, I believe Jason Hardigan did set the pole time.
Yeah, I believe Jason did too.
So, here we go. See him get ready, reading up, and well, first 10 drivers. Jason Hardigan on pole, followed closely by Josh Michelmore. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but Michelmore. Jason Martin, Edward Foster in 4th, David Douglas in 5th, Jake Mullaney 6th, Michael Skurlock in 7th, Joshua Carroll Walden in 8th, Chris Purnell in 9th, Norman Clark in 10th, if you want to read off the next 10, mate.
Yep, we got Bradley Ellison, Daniel Stevens, Ty Snoggett, Michael Dornack, Riley Curtis, Bradley Kep, E. Hobbs, Bill Otto.
Oh,
top 20.
I just believe you missed Anton Smith there in 16th, but that's fine. Just thought I'd give you a mention. So from 21st, we have Daniel Grzechi. Oh, I really don't know how to pronounce that, and I do apologise. And they're rolling out for their lap now, so I'll try and get these out as quick as possible. Barry Neal, James Robbie, Brett Jarrett, Tristan Koch, Michael Schroeder, Hamish Gallagher, Raymond Jager, Lachlan Gurklo, Stephen Williams, Matthew Piccolo, Aaron Mack, Mick Wilson, sorry, I apologise, Michael Ladder, and Nathan Clive and Matt Danson have not set a practice time, so I'm not sure if they're out on the grid, but it says they are. Right, yes, I can confirm they are out there. Little birdie in my ear has told me.
So you're new to this. You haven't seen any of the races before, have you, Nathan?
No, I've seen small parts where I've flicked onto the broadcast, but no, I haven't seen anything significant of these races. Unfortunately, I've been busy at the time. So,
So out of all the drivers here, who would your pick be for the night?
well, it's probably a bit of a biased favourite, but me being part of JPS Simshed, I'm going to have to go with Jason Hardigan at this point. Of course, that's only looking at the qualifying time and his consistency in practice.
Yep, as we go green here, and they're coming into 1 and 2. Jason got a good start there, and we got a car loose down on the bottom there.
Right,
We
looks
got a
all
few
clean.
cars loose.
Right, nice clean start though. No one's come together at the stage, which is positive for NASCAR. What I'm aware.
Okay. Yeah. They're starting to get the first two here with Jason Hardigan and Josh Mickelmore starting to pull away, using that draft very well to start to form up and push away from Edward Foster in third.
Right. Yeah, they seem to be pulling away quite nicely already.
Yeah.
One thing that's critical, as far as I'm aware, is drafting in NASCAR. It's
Very
pretty much, if
critical.
you lose that draft, you're pretty much gone. You're
Yeah, we can see the power of that right here with the first two cars to back to the second, as we do see three JP Simshed cars in the top 5 here already.
Well, one thing I can tell you about that team being from the inside is that they do work hard and closely well together. So you'd expect if one's doing well that most of them are going to be up there.
Yeah, they're a very well put together team, and they practice a lot and put the hard yards in where it counts.
That's right. They really do. I'm very lucky to be a part of that team. I believe you were a part of them, but you moved on to bigger and better things, or let's hopefully. But anyway, back to the racing.
Yes. I have a quiet pick for the night, and that is Bradley Allison. I'm going to give him a pick. He's had a few good races and done a fair few good things, just some haven't fallen his way this season yet.
All right, so he's one of those unlucky chaps, is he?
Yes, unfortunately.
Not. Yeah, luck can be an evil thing in motorsport, especially where yellow flags are concerned. I mean, I do a lot of enduro racing myself, or that's my preferred aspect, and yeah, where yellow flags, you can be way out front, and a yellow flag can ruin your whole race.
You definitely can, and can play into your strategy, out of your strategy.
Yes. Yep.
As we see Joshua Cara Walden come up in the third from fourth.
Oh, very nice. I'm got it focused on race fighting at the moment.
Got a few of those illusion cars in the top 10 here at the form up. There's plenty of them out there this year. Motorsport mentor machines.
There's a few nice little tight packs forming, I noticed.
Yeah, we're starting to see a tight pack form from 10th back to about 20th.
Not sure what's going on with a couple of these guys just out the back. Position 9th, sitting sort of just in his own little space there. That would be Jake Mullaney. I know him to be quick in other forms of motor racing and iRacing. I obviously, once again, don't know too much about the NASCARs or his pace, generally speaking, in this, but
as you can see there, he doesn't have anyone to help the draft, so he's just kind of in a world of his own at the moment until he either gets caught up from behind or he's lucky enough to hopefully catch someone in front. But we're starting to see a big form of cars, about 10th back, all starting to form up into a line. So yeah, Jason Harrigan here is catching up, and Matt Danson, and I'm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, might put him a lap down here. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
He's pulling
not sure
away.
what's happened to him.
Yeah, that's the very quick driver, so he might just be sitting back. Who knows with him? All the way back to the 5th place with Edward Foster sitting back there. He's doing quite well. He had a bad race the other week, unfortunately.
Yeah. Edward Foster, he's quite a consistent driver, and from what I've heard, he's very good at saving tyres. So it'll be interesting to see how the second half of his race pans out. He's just sitting there quietly in 5th doing his own thing.
Yeah, we've seen Dave Douglas unfortunately fall back 14 places from his start when he got loose in turns 1 and 2. Both him and Jason Martin fell back through the pack a little bit.
That's what's happened to him.
Yeah.
Okay, we are going to a replay to check that out.
Yeah, just as they came through 1 and 2, I believe they both tripped up separately.
Yeah. Oh, looks like one of them scraped the wall there too. Okay, it's a bit hard to. Oh yeah. A bit hard to call exactly what happened there. Oh yeah, here we go. That was looked interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
We got Hardigan out there in front, still doing well. Holden's pulling consistent laps.
Let's go quiet for a lap and we'll let all the viewers at home listen to the amazing noise of these cars. Josh Micklemore and Gerlach fighting over that 2nd place today. Gerlach has come up from 7th into 3rd throughout the race and is looking to take that inside line to get the 2nd place here from Josh. Chris is doing quite well out there so far tonight. Up 3 places from his starting place back in 9th. And Bradley Ellison is up from 11th to 7th.
I apologise there. I had a little mic error where I thought my button was on, but apparently it wasn't. Yeah, looking at the live timings, looks like the first 3 just seem to be holding their own, and then get a bit of a gap So like Edward Foster, and then it seems quite close with those three again, and then a bit more of a gap. So seems like two little battle packs.
Sherlock starting to back up onto the back of Jason here, and he looks like he's got a good run coming through 3-4 here. He might put nose underneath or try to get a good run off on the front stretch.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether he can get that run, get under the draft there of Jason Hardigan there, and
Yeah, found in testing this afternoon that the backstretch can give you a really good run if you run up really close to that wall and get up there early.
Well, that's the thing with oval racing. It's a bit different to our road racing in the sense that using the whole track is not always the best option. Am I correct in saying that, or?
Yeah, you got to pick what part of the tracks you use and how you take your bankings. Some you stay up right next to the wall, some you sit right down on that line, others you stay in the middle, and it just depends on the track.
Oh, if we have a look at Edward Foster and JC, they are looking on the live timings. They are very close together, like glue.
That means we've got a yellow flag here.
Oh, we got a yellow flag.
Marco Dortmund has done it.
Got a yellow. Is that?
Trying to run 3 wide down that back stretch and it didn't work.
Yes.
Bradley Ellison and Kyle Snoggett all got caught up in that one there, unfortunately. We'll probably see a lot of pit stops here, or every.
Well, yeah.
Rifle if is a big here.
When I've raced NASCAR in the past, I've always been advised to take every pit stop opportunity possible under yellow and get fresh tyres. As we were saying earlier, tyre preservation in NASCAR is pretty critical.
Yeah, and as you see here, as I come down on.
Yep. And we'd be right in saying that's the whole field in.
That'd be
so
everyone.
far on my live timing, yeah, it's telling me, yep. All right, here we go. Who's going to be the most efficient in the pit stops here? Are we going to see anyone get jumped? Be interesting. Oh, there we go. We see a car rolling back out of the pits already. Whether they just rolled through, I don't know. Who was that?
Danny G already out the other side. He was back in 11th.
I can see why you call him Danny G. No offense to the bloke, but I couldn't pronounce his name if I tried. I do apologise to Daniel in advance for that. Yeah, I'm just being informed. Everyone calls him Danny G, and that's probably a lot of the reason.
Girl that managed to jump Jason in that pit stop, and JC managed, as well as Foster back there.
Had a bit of a shuffle in the pits there.
Yeah, had a few shuffle around.
Now, I mean, I don't know. You may have more inside information than myself, but is there a fuel situation involved in where Hardigan may have taken on more fuel, or is there any kind of pit stop strategies that can go on in this race?
You pretty much just top up all the way when you're going. Don't really, especially this early in the race, you don't run strategy.
Okay.
We're only about 23 of 133 in so far.
So the poor stop would just be, just
tyres and fuel.
Yep.
Okay, so we believe Danny G may have got a penalty or might have been able to get into his pit box or something. He's had to drive straight through the pit lane and now had to go back in again.
Let me see if I can pick up on that, see what happened the first time. Yep, that's exactly what he has done. He has missed his pit box. First
with
run.
a flood of drivers coming in under the yellow, it does get really, really hard. Find your own pit box, and then drivers are chopping, changing all those lanes and pulling in and out of their pit boxes. It can get dangerous, and sometimes you miss your pit box or someone's pulling out and you can't pull in. So there's a lot of different things as we go back green here.
Oh, there we go. We're in the green flag.
Sherlock got a good jump there, as well as Micklemore, and we're starting to see the line form up here. JCW,
Interesting to see
Captain
how.
Edward Foster, and then Jason Martin is your top 5.
Be interesting to see if Heideggen can recover his positions. As we have a car sitting off to the side who is probably being lapped. It's probably just doing the right thing, staying out the way.
Yeah, that's Dave Douglas, I believe, just damaged in that wreck, or maybe in that early instant when he spun it or got sideways. I apologize.
Jason's applying a lot of pressure to Josh. Hang on a minute. I've got my cameras mixed up here. Jason Heideggen just passed Jake Mullaney.
Chris Purnell.
Yep. Ed Smith just passed Jake Mullaney, and now we've got Daniel Stevens up alongside him as well, I believe. No, Ed Smith's up alongside him now. Oh, and they rubbed quarter panels there. And as I say that, Anton Smith has just apologised.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of one-line racing out here. Some pack racing further back, but a lot of these through to about the top 10 cars or even further down in the field are still running that single line.
Yeah,
all the way probably back to 15th, 17th, are running single line at the moment. So a lot of just trying to pick up that draft from someone else and then getting that move done.
Jake Mullaney seems to be getting swamped at the moment. I'm not sure. He hasn't got the best jump at the moment. I don't know if his tyres are still a bit cold or whether he just got a sluggish launch, but he's definitely under fire.
Seen Edward Foster and Jason Martin pushing onto each other there with JCW and Jason Harrigan just behind them.
Oh, we have Matt Danson making moves.
Matt Danson is just slowly making his way through the field as Matt Danson does. He started towards the back as you saw him, waited for that first yellow to come out, and now he's working his way through the field by the looks of it.
He looks like a dangerous competitor.
Yeah, he's one of those competitors that know where to move the car, how to move where he wants it. Has the speed to be able to do it.
Oh.
Edward Foster just overtook Jason Martin. JCW is applying the pressure from behind.
Yeah. It's hard to get close, ranging up on him also.
Yeah, they got a little bit of a pack there from Edward back to Chris happening at the moment, and then you got the Josh and Gerlock out by themselves a little bit out there in the front.
Now I'd say Mr. Jason Martin is holding these boys up, if anything. Bit of an extent. From what I can see, they seem to be having to lift mid-corner behind him, so...
That could also be pushed through the car if you get a bit of push from the aero, so you may have to lift a bit. You're sitting in behind someone. As Jason passes JCW, is looking very much like getting towards the back of Jason Martin for another pass.
Jason Hardigan's looking very racy as well.
Yeah, he is.
Yes, JP Simshed, setting him up very nicely. I mean, you've got Edward Foster in third, Hardigan in fifth, with JC right behind him. That's and as we know in NASCAR, pack racing and team racing is somewhat of an actual. It's a thing, The road racing, can't really sort of push cars around like you can with NASCAR, but
Yeah, it's always good to be able to have a teammate around you to be able to use advantage or be able to help them out with the draft and being able to bump draft them or have them bump draft you. Very important part of the NASCAR racing series and obviously the ANZCAR racing series as well.
all right. So, field. Not too much going on. It's all pretty neat and tidy at the moment. Matt Danson's still carving up the pack from the back there. He's currently up to a 21st position.
Looking to make a move here short. Matt Hunter and Nathan. So hopefully he'll get that done and we'll be able to get back on. They're pushing up through the field.
One thing I have noticed is it's very clean racing from all the guys in this. Something that's good to see.
Yeah, it's been very clean and very well done so far. We like to see the long green flag runs. We don't like to see the cautions, breed cautions kind of stuff out here.
Nah, that's boring for us and the spectators. No one wants to see that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the spectators. There's probably a handful of the guys out there that don't mind seeing a crash or two, but generally speaking, from a race driver's point of view, we like to see green flag racing.
Oh, I don't mind seeing a wreck here or there in the. I know these guys, so you don't want them to be wrecking their car.
Nah. You do see a wreck on track, you like it to see it in your mirrors.
Yeah. Don't like to be involved in it, that's for sure. The one difference between obviously racing here in the sim and racing in the real world is you can't have your crew chief talk to another crew chief to ask if you and another team can bump draft like we were talking about earlier. So you do really need that teammate out there or teammates to be able to use.
Yeah, well, I'd say it's yeah. I mean, everyone uses every little advantage possible. If you're out there by yourself, I'd say you're gonna have a rough day towards the end.
Yeah. But then again, we see guys like Matt Danson at Audi just made up a whole place, about 5 spots in a matter of 2 laps. So it also depends on somewhat of the driver's ability.
Most certainly does. But they're what we call in the sim racing world aliens. So
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't all be them.
No. All right.
As we see Jake Maloney falling further and further back through the field, so there must be something going on there with his car or his setup at home.
Yeah, since that yellow flag, he's just been absolutely eaten alive out there.
Yeah, Skurlock's starting to check out as we see them now come up on the lap cars. Josh having to wait on that backstretch to get around the middle finger racing car there.
He's pulled quite a little bit on him, almost 7 tenths, nearly 8 tenths now on the third place. Second place, and almost the whole second on third.
Yeah, so we're still seeing those guys, the Homestead guys sitting in the top 10. JCW has fallen back a little bit, but Jason and Edward are still up there in fifth and fourth, sorry.
Yeah, it's still going strong, the JP boys. Something for me to be happy with. As long as I see those boys in the top 10, I'll be happy. I don't know what JP Courier might settle for, the boss man, but yeah.
As
Had a little Betty in my ear say maybe nothing less than a win, but you know, hey, look, we always want the best, hope for the best, but generally I know JP and hey, he'll take a win every day of the week. But if our boys ever finish in the top 10 and bring home a clean car and have a good race, he's normally pretty satisfied with that, or that's at least acceptable. Oh, okay. Josh Martin looking like making a move on Micklemore.
yeah, Jason Martin got around Josh Mickelmore there for second place. As we see Edward Foster starting to close up and Jason Hardigan on the back of those two guys.
Oh, I apologise. Something weird going on with my thing. It forgot to. Yeah, I looked at the wrong live timing, and it didn't reset for the grid for the start finish line.
Matt Danson still coming through the field here on his charge. He's up to 15th now, from 36th. So I'm sure we'll see him play into the game sooner rather than later.
Well, how many laps in are we?
We're on just hitting our 45th lap here of 133.
So just under 90 odd laps to go. Do you think this Matt Danson will be sitting up there around the podium places?
If not in first, he'll definitely be in the top three.
Oh, right. That would be interesting to watch. Right. So the hang on a minute. Looking at here. Well, what's quite interesting about, if I'm reading these live timings correctly, the first three positions, Michael Skerlock, Jason Martin, and Josh Mickelmore, quite interesting to read that their three best laps, or sorry, each of their best laps of all three of them are identical with 31.92 race, which I find pretty interesting. It's not something you see often. Well, you might see it more often in NASCAR.
As we got another yellow come out here.
Oh, we do we? Was it? And we have Nathan Clive, where looks like he's limping with a very seriously impaired car. Oh, and I've just been informed to check it out that one of the Sim Shed guys, which JP won't be impressed with, apparently ran into the back of him. See if I can find this footage.
We're going to a replay.
Oh, in the replay, it looks like we're catching the tail end of that. Oh, wow, that's a big hit. That is a big hit, and yeah, it looks like Lachlan's hit him. Bugger. Hit him in the rear, and lost control of the car and ended up in the wall quite hard. So I only caught the tail end of that replay, so give me a moment to have another look. Oh, just looks like Lachlan has misread his line. Nathan's turned sort of down. Lachlan's sort of held that line. Very small difference in line choice, and yeah, caught the quarter panel. Pretty much pit maneuvered him, and he's put him in the wall. So I don't know how that works in terms of NASCAR, in terms of penalties or anything like that. But
We have race officials that look over everything. Will determine anyone is at fault, and if so, who needs to take full responsibility for it.
well, commentating, I'm not going to probably speculate on whose fault it was or wasn't. But yeah,
That's half the job.
yeah. Well, you know, in a road series and race control and whatnot, I would say like that would be, slightly Lachlan's fault. But yeah, I mean, leave that up to race officials to decide that one. I think. It looks like Nathan Clive is going to spend an extended period in the pits, and I did notice that Jake Maloney has also disconnected.
Yeah, he must have been having some type of trouble there.
Maybe that was why he was so slow. Maybe he was having a mechanical problems, simulator issue.
Marco Dortmack has decided to stay out to try and get his lap back, I believe here.
It's a very brave decision. I mean,
Yeah, with a damaged car and his tyres would be worn and all that fun stuff.
they've been green flag running for quite a few laps now.
Yeah. But that's what you got to do if you want your lap back. Sometimes you take that risk.
Yeah, I mean, safety cars breed safety cars, as we know, and if he's lucky enough that the safety car gets dropped again early enough, that'll bring him out in a good position in the end. Put him back on the lead lap with fresh tyres.
Yeah, as I'm saying that he's actually pulling in the pits now.
Thought better of it.
Yeah. So we still see Skurlock, then
Well,
Jason Martin.
we have a look. There was a little bit of a shuffle from the pit stops, not much.
Yeah,
We now
Josh
got Martin sitting in second still, but we got Foster's jumped Josh for third. Hardigan's still in fifth. And no other positions have really swapped around too much. Probably Matt Danson is sitting in 10th already, so this will be interesting to see his charge continue. Ironically, he hasn't had the fastest lap of the race. I am quite surprised. The fastest lap, what I can see, would be held by Jason Hardigan with a 31.83. Can't see any quicker times here anywhere. So yeah, Jason Hardigan holds the lap record tonight so far with a 31.83. The next closest one being Edwards Foster on a 31.9. So both the JP Simshed cars are very quick tonight.
Yeah, very quick up there out the front tonight as we're getting ready to go green. They're out on the safety car, stacking up here. He's going to get the jump as we go back green. Skurlock gets a good jump, a really good jump. Martin has backed up onto his teammate Nelly too much. And Josh Micklemore, and they're going to try to push each other through here. As we have Edward Foster on the outside, just getting in there for third.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Jason Martin sort of missed the jump there on the green, I think.
Yeah. We have Chris Purnell moving up through the field here onto the back with Josh Micklemore and Jason behind him.
Looks like they've all pretty much filtered straight back into single file racing, apart from the usual suspect at the back there, Matt Danson, creeping his way up as he starts to pass, I believe it's Ayrton Smith.
Good, you got it right. Yeah, there's a fair few of those fast lane Chevrolets out there as we see some smoke.
Whoa, there's a big crash. There is a crash.
With Josh Micklemore.
I believe it's a couple
Chris
of cars.
Purnell
Oh,
involved.
Chris Burnell. I remember that fella used to be another fella that used to race with us at TFR back in the day.
Just
What a
looks
time.
like we're going to go to a live replay here shortly. It just looks like Edward
Oh,
might have gotten to the outside,
here
or
we go.
Josh has pushed up and then just caused him to go sideways and catch
Oh,
Chris Purnell, unfortunately.
yeah, Chris Burnell has been an innocent bystander in that, definitely.
Yeah, and unfortunately got the worst part of it.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I think car 31, I think he just panicked a bit, got on the brakes a bit harder than he needed to. Thought he was going to get sideswiped there, hit the brakes hard, and Chris Burnell, well, yeah, where's he going to go in that situation?
Yeah, I think he got a little loose because Edward Foster was on the outside and they slightly touched, and that caused his car to get upset because here tonight we're not on the brakes at all.
Well, yeah. I don't know whether it was a lift or what. It just, yeah, to me, the car in front of Chris there just, yeah, suddenly lost all pace. So. Oh, yeah, there was a slight, yeah.
Let's help Skirlock
Reviewing
check
it
out
further,
here.
there was definitely a big scrape.
Yeah, but unfortunately that didn't bring out a safety. Those guys, so now they got to limp back around to the pits and get their repairs done under green flag, which is unfortunate, but they drop below the white line or yellow line here tonight, so that causes safety car not to come out.
Oh, okay. So if the incident, that's a software related issue where if the incident's in a certain section of the track, the safety car will not be triggered.
Yeah, because it's not on the racing line. As we see Skurlock go,
Right.
get ready to pass another lap car here, Tristan Cox.
Oh, okay. Lachlan's seeing a bit of action here. He's back in 21st position, but got a lot of heat from car 2237. Barry Neal and Aaron Mack are all over him. In fact, Barry Neal has just gotten past him. And now he's getting heat from the next guy in line, which would be Aaron Mack, car 37. Looks like a rock star paint job.
As we're seeing right now, also another move is getting ready to be lined. Matt Danson on Daniel Stevens. He's got him in his sights for 7th place. He goes underneath in 1 and 2.
Very
Tries
nice.
to get that good run down the backstretch and try to get the job done in the 3 and 4.
Oh, it's looking interesting around all these positions 19, 20, 21. There's quite a little bit of action going on. People making moves and getting pretty close.
Yeah, there's a nice battle pack back there with the likes of Matt Hunter, Lachlan, and Nick Wilson.
Looks like James Robbie trying to make a move on car 13 here, which would be Lindsay Hobbs. And like he's got the job done. Now Lindsay Hobbs is also under attack from... hang on a minute. I've gone the wrong way with the cameras again. I do apologise. Oh, no. Okay, I do apologise.
That was Hamish Gallagher.
Yes. So it was Hamish Gallagher that he passed, and now Lindsay Hobbs is also looking to make a move on Hamish. Has thought better of it for now.
Yeah, as we see James Robbie getting ready to maybe pay those down Riley Curtis and get the job done here in 1 and 2.
Oh, wow. There we see Hamish really range up on the back of both of them. Again, this is quite an interesting little four-way battle pack.
Yeah, they're all now moving in underneath Riley because he's unfortunately going to get hung up there on the outside if they can all get underneath him.
Oh, waiting to see. This could get very interesting or messy here. There's a bit of.
This is just oval racing for you. Where that's what makes it exciting, very close racing. Maybe we'll see you out.
Have a panel rubbing.
Maybe we'll see you out there one day, Nathan.
Maybe. I mean, hey, I had to buy a car to come and take tonight, so I better take it out and turn a few left-hand turns.
Bit more to it than just turning left, and we do road courses here as well.
Being a road racer, I just like to poke the stick in there every now and again. But I do respect NASCAR driving. I have done a little bit of amateurish racing on iRacing with it occasionally here and there, and yeah, there is a lot more to it than turning left by a long shot. People don't give enough credit, I don't think, to NASCAR drivers, to be honest. They're very talented. And when I see them just like driving away from me on the circuit, and I'm like, well, to me, I'm not doing anything different to them, but there is a lot different that they're doing to me. So
yeah. It can be disheartening at times, or it can be really good to see Hamish Gallagher go under Robbie now for position.
That was a nice move.
His Taylor Swift inspired car.
Well, hey, yeah, I don't know what to comment on that without getting myself in the trouble with JP and the broadcasting team. So.
We're getting Skurlock and up here, Jason Martin's starting to catch onto the back of Skurlock, only down to about 200s.
Oh yeah, cool. Watching something from the lead then. That's nice. I'm just flicking through, watching a few cars. What is it? Car 52 seems to be really struggling at one reason or another. He's had a few cars just passing by like he's sort of standing still. It would help.
As soon as you get a bit of aero damage on these, pretty well standing still compared to the rest of the field.
Right. It's interesting. I'm at least getting to learn a bit about NASCAR being up here tonight. I used to love NASCAR when I was a kid, but the only thing I watched it for was the big crashes. So
I used to watch it when it was on free to air, but unfortunately then they went to pay TV and then they cut it from Foxtel a couple of years ago due to their contract. So now it's you got to pay a subscription to their NASCAR Track Pass.
oh, okay.
Jason Harrigan has just gotten under Edward Foster here and has made a nice clean pass.
Ooh. Good to see some action up the front.
As we see JCW just behind them, so the three teams all lining up out there on the track. We see the ominous Matt Danson just sitting there in the background.
He's like a great white shark, just sneaking his way around.
Yeah, and he always runs a very interesting paint job, to say the least.
Yes, you know, not that that's something I should probably repeat on a broadcast due to, in case there's religious people, but yes, that's quite an interesting paint job he is running tonight.
Yes,
I'm not sure if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but yeah.
There's a few different paint jobs that he runs, and they're all very interesting. He's got the vegan paint job, heater paint job that he runs, and one of his main paint jobs that we saw him run last year. And now that he's gone to Horizon Racing, well, he is on that, I guess we'll call it. Yeah, he's come up with a few new paint jobs to add to the roster, as we're seeing Jason Martin still just sitting on the back of Skurlock here.
We see first and second have really pulled quite a gap on the JPSS boys here. I don't know.
Matt Danson makes that move into 3 and 4 on JCW.
Oh, here we go.
He won't want to let people get too far out ahead. I'm sure he's starting to look to make some big moves and pull back a bit of ground on these guys out in front.
Yeah, he may have noticed what I noticed is the big gap. Oh,
yeah,
I do apologise here.
From Jason back to Jason, from Jason Martin back to Jason Harrigan. There's a big 2.7 second gap there.
Yeah, it's just quite a big jump. I don't know whether anything's happened in the background we haven't picked up on, or
there's maybe just Jason and Edward are looking after their tyres a bit better. Who knows? Skurlock and Martin may play back into their hand later on.
Going to say we could see moves made back from Jason and Edward. I mean, like I said earlier, Edward's known to be able to look after his tyres, so.
Yeah, there's a handful of drivers, or be careful what I say, but there's some drivers out here that are very, very good at looking after their tyres, and then there's other drivers that unfortunately just haven't been able to get their head around this new tyre model just yet, be able to save the tyres and make them sit for that bit longer.
Wow. Yep. Looking at, I know whether we missed something earlier on, but Bradley Allison's car is looking very bad. It's missing most of its front end.
Yeah, he unfortunately got caught up in that first yellow. Unfortunately, put the commentator's curse on him. I'll say that one.
That was your quiet pick, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was doing quite well up till that point.
Oh dear.
So yeah, Jason Hardigan's fallen off the back of Jason Martin here a little bit. Now back out to 3 seconds, Nelly.
Yeah, that's it's interesting. I mean, if we look at the last lap times, there's not a real big difference between them. I haven't been keeping a close eye on the overall lap times to see whether there was a significant jump in one of the laps or whether it's just a slow wearing away. But overall, now you're only looking at 1/10 of a second per lap at the moment, gap difference between the last couple of laps.
Yeah, every little second makes up.
It does.
Yeah, Matt Danson is currently now getting Edward Foster in the the headlights of their car, I should say, even though stickers on these cars. We hope that for entertainment's sake that Matt hasn't used up all his stuff to get this far, but Matt is pretty good looking after all his gear, making the most of it.
Yeah, some of these guys are just incredible. They
as we go back under yellow here.
We've had another disconnection at Dave Douglas. So, would imagine his car. Oh, we got a yellow. We have a yellow flag. I'm not sure what the yellow's been thrown for, but we have a yellow.
Going to a live replay now.
Oh, apparently Williams and Daniel Stevens have come together, so let's check this out. Oh, that's a big one into the wall. Yes, well, Matt Danson is certainly going to be the biggest winner out of this. he would have chewed up a fair bit of his tyres, you'd imagine, carving through the pack, and now he's going to be set up sitting in fourth with a fresh set of tyres, fifth, sorry, with a fresh set of tyres. Or might be sitting up further. It depends how they come out of the pits. We've seen a bit of shuffling in there so far tonight.
Yeah, it just looks like in that replay there that fortunately Ayrton Smith shut the door on Williams there, and to counter that he come down the track and fortunately got into the middle finger racing car, Daniel Stevens.
What will also be interesting, Jason Heidigan, and we'll be able to get right back up on the back of these guys. We'll get that 3 seconds back. So none of that's really an issue for him now. It's all reset and go again.
Yeah, we're here now on lap 81 of 133, so they'll be able to, who knows, yellows breeds yellows, right? They'll be able to run till the end here on tyres, I believe, and on fuel.
Okay, Sherlock's out. Oh, he almost got pipped.
Benson got Edward there in the pit lane.
Yep. Jason Hardigan's still in third. But the good news is there, he doesn't have the 3 second gap that he previously had. So that will help him put the pressure back on Martin.
Yeah, it'll help him with that. Help a lot of these guys that was slowly starting to fall off their tyre wear. We had Sherlock slowly starting to pull out. So with Jason Martin, so yeah, now that really closes all that back up. They all got to get that restart just right again.
I'd say they would be cursing that fresh yellow.
Yeah, it's something that you don't want, but also is necessary, because then it can give you a easy fun running down into the pit lane instead of having to come straight off a 4 and down in that pit lane on the green. There's a lot more chance of locking a tyre, definitely on the older tyres, and being in it, or unfortunately speeding into pit lane if you can't get it pulled up in time.
That's true. That's true. I was just looking at while we're still on the yellow, some of the best movers in the positions. Yeah, well, Skerlock's come up 6 places. Jason Martin's only up 1. Matt Danson's up 32 places, but as I've been informed, that's kind of expected. Another big mover is Danny G. He's come up 13 places, and Raymond Jager's come up 18 places. Who else has moved well? Phil Otto, he's up 9 places. James Robbie's up 11 places. Hamish Gallagher's up 14 places. Brett Jarrett's is up 12. So we had a few guys take advantage of various scenarios and get quite a few positions compared to their qualifying.
Yeah, there's always drivers that move, especially with these crashes. Unfortunately, some of the guys that were ahead of them have come to unfortunate terms and wrecked, like Bradley Ellison there in the early stages. That gives guys that were behind him a free kick, because he started in 11th and now he's back in 33rd at this point.
That's right. All right, sounds like we're going green again in just a moment. And I just did notice that Matt Danson did pip Edward Foster in the pits. If he hadn't have got him just before that yellow.
See who gets the jump here on the restart and which line moves best. The lights safety car going to go out.
The previous starts, I'd say Skerlock will get a pretty good jump again. But the other boys might be aware of his strategy now.
Yeah, it's always something that if you're a leader, you got to change it up every yellow flag, every restart, where you get back on the throttle. As you'll see him forming up for a restart this time by. Just run through the top 10 here while we wait. We got Sherlock, Jason Martin, Jason Harrigan, Matt Danson, Edward Foster, Joshua Carroll Walden, Burton Smith, Danny G, Ty Snoggett, and Raymond Jagger, rounding out your top 10.
That's great. I just got to unfortunately correct you on your JPSS team pronunciation there. You keep calling Jason Hartigan Harrigan.
Oh, am I pronouncing it wrong? Sorry.
Yeah, I just thought I'd just correct that.
How would you? How's the correct way to pronounce it?
Hartigan, not Harrigan.
Okay.
Yeah.
My apologies, Jason, when you see this. Yeah,
Yes.
he's a Kiwi. He might put me in my place. Break me.
All right.
Right, going back to green here.
Go green, green, green.
Sherlock gets the jump again.
Oh, wow. He is the master of the green flag.
Yeah, he's checking out with Jason.
Here we go. Slight three-way for second position here.
Yep, we got Jason and Matt coming underneath, and Matt looking to go under Jason here down the back stretch. Matt does get under Jason here in 3 and 4, maybe. I don't want to call it too soon.
Oh, Hardigan has held it well there. He just wanted to make a liar out of you after you stuffing his name up.
Yeah, can't believe that. Oops.
I must admit, many names out here that I will not pronounce right tonight, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of names that are hard to pronounce. I'm in a radio station in my spare time, and you get people calling, can you say this name? Because we do birthday call outs and stuff. And yeah, it's like, how do I pronounce that again? Sherlock's got a bit of good gap here on Jason, and then
Okay, interesting. Sherlock just set the fastest lap of the race with a 31.74
very nice
on
on
his
those
last lap.
fresh new tyres, getting the job done.
Oh, damn. And then Jason Martin just betters him with 31.71. Very next lap.
Yeah, Jason Martin was unfortunately the biggest loser out of the restart there. He fell back. Hopefully he can make those spots back up.
Oh. With that pace he's just showing now, it's looking likely.
Yeah.
Car 98 just got a bit out of shape there for a second. Oh, nearly caused havoc. 550 had to make emergency maneuvers to get around him.
As we see now, Matt right up on the back of Jason. Possibly looking to really sticking that nose down there. Maybe looking to make a move shortly, but he's also got heat behind him by the other Jason Martin. So interesting little battle going on here.
Oh, it's quite a tight little battle there. Yeah. If Matt Dancer gets any closer there, he's going to have to, let's see. He'll be able to whisper sweet nothings in his ear soon enough.
Yeah, he definitely sitting behind someone for an extended long period of time. Not so much here in Homestead, but say the likes of Daytona, you get a hot car and you have the option of popping the motor, or may pop the motor, as we see Matt go under Jason. Or is he going to make me a liar?
Oh, He's done it again. He just can't seem to make that move stick there at that corner. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, I don't know if you've noticed, but he's really washed off his pace just there, lifted off.
Yeah, he may be letting Martin through to maybe try to they can get under Jason here. He'll follow him through as well. I believe that's what he'll be trying to do here.
Oh, okay.
And maybe save a bit of his stuff up while he just sits back and lets them two fight it out, because there's no real need to be fighting it. But still over 35 laps to go.
Right. They do drop off quite a bit laps, though, don't they? Before you know it, they've done 50 odd laps.
Yeah, it goes very quickly while being about 31 to 33 seconds, depending on tyre wear here per lap. The laps move by very quickly.
I'm sure these boys at this point don't feel like it's going by quickly, though.
Oh yeah, when you're in that car, you're working up, can this just finish? Can this just finish already? It can be like that if you're out front, or if you're out back, you want it to last a bit longer and be able to get those few extra spots.
I was just going to say, you just read my mind there, mate. If you're out front, it's like, finish as soon as possible. If you're sitting in that third or fourth position, come on, just a couple extra laps.
Oh, yeah.
Well, okay, what are we looking at? Like, it seems Hardigan's he's lost only 8 tenths to Skerlock this time, this green phase of running, so...
Yeah,
considering the way he's being harassed, I think he's doing quite well.
Yeah, as we see, I'll let you say it this time.
Well, is Martin going to get the job done? Or is, Hardigan going to prove and prevail as he has just done again? Too strong out of that corner. I believe that's turn 4, isn't it?
Yeah, turn 3 and 4, he's getting a really good run in.
As long as he can maintain that kind of pace out of those 2 turns, he's pretty set. They're your critical turns, you run to your finish line. He seems to find the ideal line there. It seems like down lower on the track, it doesn't seem to be the best place to be. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with NASCAR, but I do know something about it. Now, whether it be the iRacing model or whether it be NASCAR in general, rubbering up though on the track. From what I know, the track actually gets too hot, and it's better to find cooler spots. I know that's how iRacing modeled their road track initially, which is why it's weird for us road users when we road race compared to NASCAR. But yeah, I don't know if Jonathan can clarify any of that.
Yeah, the track changes throughout the race, just like any track. It gets marbles on it, heats up because of the dynamic track that iRacing do. And we get either a slipperier track or a grippier track depending on the weather conditions. More rubber can sometimes make it slippery. Sometimes more rubber can make it stickier. It just depends.
Yeah. Well, it feels like for us road racers it's a bit backwards, but for NASCAR it's spot on apparently. That's just what I get told, but...
Well, again, I wonder how much money is going into the NASCAR side of things compared to the other road racing stuff, as you probably know.
Yeah,
NASCAR are a sanctioned series here on iRacing, so they're looked after.
Always comes down to the money, doesn't it?
Yeah, money talks all languages.
Let's see if we can find something interesting here. It's been a pretty quiet sort of last few laps.
Yeah, but
that's why you'll hear us commentators just starting to talk random stuff about racing. Interesting fact that maybe not many people know. Oh no, I think I mentioned that. What else?
You were talking about your palm trees earlier. I
was talking about the palm trees earlier, wasn't I? Yeah.
So how many did you say there was again?
Yeah, 1,005 palm trees.
Yes. So off the top of my head, I believe Homestead back in, what did we say, 94, cost $70 million back then to build.
70 million.
Yeah, put that in
Yes,
today's
well,
perspective.
if only I could just have the loose change of the person who, financed that, I'd be
Yeah.
laughing. There has been, what's interesting is there has actually been amendments and alterations made to the track. In '96, it tried to widen some of the turns due to safety and dangers, but didn't really help the cause. As there's been 3 deaths at this track since '92, which is quite significant for car racing to have 3 deaths at one track in such a short period of span of a track's existence. So in 2006 and 2002 and in '97, there's been 3 deaths at this track.
Yeah, that's
Um,
quite unfortunate, but as we see, we got things like the safer barriers you can see on the outside of the track here tonight, and other amazing safety features inside of the obviously real life counterparts of these cars that keep these drivers safe week in, week out.
yeah, it's amazing what they can do, and yeah, the safety has certainly stepped up a level. And that's another thing to mention about sim racing. Another luxury that us sim racers have is that we don't have to worry about the safety of our physical self. We can ride a car off, hit the escape button, and we're all good to go again.
Yeah,
Uh,
we don't have to worry about that $1 million bill at the end of
yeah, that's right. We still have to worry about, however, is team owners kicking our ass for indiscretions.
Yeah, as we're seeing Jason pull back towards Skurlock here. Maybe Skurlock used up a bit too much of his tyres, or maybe he's just slowly
Oh,
letting a bit of speed come back, and he'll use his tyres up towards the end of the races. Still have 20 plus laps here to go, so
yep.
he'll maybe just looking back to cool things off and then go hard again in these last few laps, as we're looking at Matt trying to get under Jason Martin here, 3 and 4, and is he going to make me look like an idiot again? No, he's
Yeah,
not.
he's got him this time.
Good. I'm
He's
not going to
actually
look
got
like.
him this time. But can he get Hardigan? That is the question. He's failed to do it on 3 attempts, 3 occasions. In the third and fourth turn, Hardigan just seems to get the better slingshot out of there, or the better line. I'm not sure, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It's quite interesting to watch Manson carve through 30 odd people and get to these guys, and now he's got to actually do a bit of work.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see the top. You can definitely pick who the top drivers are week in, week out when you watch this series and commentate it and around these drivers. We see
Here we go.
Matt get a really good line here and doing a good drive out of 2, which might have. We'll see as he goes down the back stretch here.
Yep. He'll be coming up to his yeah. I think he just gets the faster entry, but Heidigan's using the safe driving motto of slow in, fast out, by the looks of it.
And if you know the line, you can use your car to somewhat of a blocking advantage if you
Yeah,
don't have
well,
tyres.
that is something that comes into play also in NASCAR.
As
I
we
mean, a bit of
see,
rubbing panels isn't
get a really
exactly
good run
frowned
here.
upon either. And
He's going to get it done maybe this time in 3 and 4.
I might actually
Yep.
have it this time.
Finally.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, this is this. They're keeping it interesting for us, aren't they? But that's
Definitely. And then it's still.
Do you
They're
think that'd
falling off.
be a setup difference in this issue? Like,
Well, in these cars, we do run a fixed setup in this series, so
oh,
there's
well,
no
it's not
difference
set
in
up.
the setup. But we are seeing another Marco Dortnack now come up as a lap car, so is that going to be any type of issue? No, Marco goes high.
Nice and wide, lets the boys
Yeah.
through cleanly.
They're still sitting pretty well there with the same kind of pace with Skurlock at the moment.
I was going to say it's been fluctuating between 5/10 and 8/10. I think they've just been sort of taking turns in. Oh, here we go again. Same thing.
Yeah, he just gets that better drive out the.
I would say Matt Danson would have to be getting frustrated with this point. I know as a driver I would be personally. Knowing your car's got the pace into those turns, but can't get it out of there, it's be very frustrating.
Yeah, it is quite frustrating. And then you got the likes of Jason Martin breathing down your neck just behind you. So, you know, if you make one little hiccup trying to get past Jason in front, that you're going to get passed from behind.
Yeah, that's right. It's definitely the battle to watch at the moment.
Yeah.
I might just have a quick flick through so I don't abandon everyone else.
Matt's got him here, I reckon, through 1 and 2. If he gets a good drive.
Doesn't look like Jason's got that extra drive like he does normally, but wow. You just can't call it at the moment. Just every time you think Matt's got him, Jason just goes to left, right, back.
Jason's still hanging on the outside line now.
Wow.
Matt might get him here in 1 and 2, all than likely being on that low line.
I think, would I be correct in saying that Jason would be chewing up his tyres a bit more, trying to hold that high line every lap?
Yeah, well, it all depends on how hard Matt.
Wow. He's taking a shot back at him.
Yeah, he's not going to let him go with ease, that's for sure.
But then he has to worry about Jason Martin.
As all of us drivers won't let anyone get by us and chop at them if we can. Now we got Jason Martin sitting on the back of. We got Jason and Jason fighting here for position now. Not going to start saying the last name, or else we'll end up messing it up again.
I could be a bit pungy here and say, does Jason Hardigan have the heart?
But yeah, after Jason Martin here, they kind of have fallen off another 2.5 seconds back from Jason and Jason here.
Yeah, well, Scarlock could be looking in his mirrors, looking at his relative, and not minding that at all. Yeah. Hoping that it stays green flag racing from here and he can just cruise off into the distance.
He'll be, I think, a bit worried about Matt. Maybe here, depending on what Matt's got left in the tank after that. Good fight there with Jason.
He'd want to start throwing out some pretty quick laps. I mean, Matt, he hasn't set the quickest lap. Been very consistent, but he's not the quickest out there.
So, yeah, it's not always about being the fastest. Like I myself try to be more consistent, and then speed will come with consistency.
One thing I have noticed with Scarlock is he's fairly varied as well. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think
pulled him in a bit already.
Yeah, all right.
He's gone from a second to 1.1 seconds to 900ths of a second.
I was just gonna say, yeah, he's pulled. Right, he's definitely pulled a 10th. Yep. Staying with this battle here between the top 3 cars, but primarily second place, where it's hot.
That pulled more time out of him there, that lap.
Well, 3rd and 4th, I should say. This is a battle for 3rd.
Jason and Jason on each other here. But as you said, JP Simshed Jason. He's been doing well to hold his line. Jason Martin, then earlier in the piece, Matt Danson behind him. He just seems to get that better driver for the fourth banking there. As Matt's now pulled another 100th of a second out of Sherlock.
I'd just like to say thank you to any and all viewers that are watching. Appreciate that. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast and my very amateurish commentary skills.
You're doing pretty well for your first one, mate. So good on you. It takes a lot to get out here and everything. So better to do it than not do it, I believe.
As the old saying goes, it's easier spectating it than it is doing it, that's for sure.
Yeah. When you're listening to the radio and obviously watching all types of sports, you think, oh, that must be an easy job, just kicking back, calling it. But it's not always. You got to know the number, names of the drivers, people playing a certain sport to their number reference, and not always the easiest.
No, it's certainly not.
Do you see Skurlock coming up on the back of a lap car? Is this going to hold him all? As we see Matt sitting, kind of plateauing out a little bit now. He's not taking as much time out of him there.
I don't think there's much more time you can sort of get out of these lap times. You can only sort of sneak that tenth here and there, I think.
Yeah.
What I can tell, the lap times seem pretty consistent with each other. Most people.
There's Tristan Crotch has been gotten in between Jason and Jason here and created a bit of a gap.
Oh, and we have a yellow. Another yellow's just been thrown.
Matt will really like this. Give him a free kick.
Yeah. Matt Hunt. Just be heading to the replay now. If you're dripping paint graphics live replay, about to check it out. We've got Matt Hunter on the screen. And if we watch, okay, so we've had a car clip the wall and come off the wall straight across in front of him. He's got nowhere to go, the poor bugger. And car 41 would be James Robbie, who's come off the wall in front of him. Come across his nose. He's had nowhere to go. He's pretty much taking his front end off and put him down on the bottom wall.
It's never fun when you're the driver that gets caught up in it, but happens at the best of times.
Seen a couple of moments like that tonight. Innocent bystanders sort of getting cleaned up.
Yeah.
And
all part of it, I guess.
the joys of motor racing, eh?
Yeah. They all bleed down into the pits now for the final time, hopefully.
I would say, well, we can never say for sure because we never know what yellow flag might be around the corner, but
we saw a big
looks like it should be green flag racing.
Yeah, we saw a big call from Skurlock and the Illusion guys last week that got Skurlock the win at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
What was that? Where did he pull out some amazing?
Skurlock stayed out under caution with a green-white checker to go, so they're coming in for tyres, and about 15 other cars stayed out with him, creating enough gap from him back to Matt Danson to give him the win. Jason out in front. He's got the jump here on
Jason.
Skurlock, and he's really jumped up here on Foster, on Martin and Danson. Got a really good jump there.
Mate, that's incredible, Jason Hardigan there. I'm not sure whether he's pulled the old two-tyre trick.
He could have. You'd have to go back and have a look at that if he only went up
going by the times past, your in lap, he's taken nearly 2 seconds out of everyone.
Yeah, he's only taken the right side tyre.
Yeah.
The right side of the car come up there. I see under pit stop.
Yep, I did hear a rumor that that might have been one of their strategies, but obviously I couldn't mention it until it was played.
Good on you.
That's why I just said, "Oh, the old T trick, eh?"
Team orders,
Yeah,
McLaren.
yeah. Just I can mention once it's been done.
Yeah, this will be good for the race, and now fresh tyres. It'll be hard fight out till the end. We got
Be interesting to see whether this was a smart play, and I mean, it appears to be the smart play on face value at this point, but obviously under green flag racing and seeing how the tyres hold up will be a true story.
yeah. It's always interesting. Some tracks you can get away with two, but seeing as pretty much everyone else took four, it's going to be interesting to see all the guys behind him if they can make the pass. But as we saw, Jason was having a good run out of four and making it very hard for all the other guys to pass him there earlier.
That's it. You can create a big enough wall there, you'll be set.
And yeah, hopefully with his tyres only changing one side, he won't get an even start and spin or hurt his tyres at all. And he'll be looking to try and get the best possible start to maximise his lead from drivers like Skurlock, Danson, and Jason Martin. Do you want to go through the top 10 real quickly as we're going to go back to green here shortly?
Yeah, I can do that. Lights are out on the safety car, so we're not far off going green flag. But the top 10 as we stand is Jason Hardigan, Michael Skurlock, Matt Danson, Jason Martin, Joshua Carroll Walden, Edward Foster, Daniel G, Ayrton Smith, Raymond Yeager, and Brett Gerrits. But places are sort of still swapping on my live timing. I assume that's just the side by side sort of.
As the
Here we
pace
go.
car comes down under the white line into the pit lane, we go green for hopefully the final time. Jason getting a
Oh,
good jump
Jason
here
getting
on
a
the
good clean
inside.
start.
And Skurlock follows through into second with maybe Matt trying to squeeze down underneath, but Skurlock is going to make it very hard, pushing all the way down. Then we got Jason
Oh,
Martin trying to get onto the outside of Danson here on the
oh,
run down into 3 and 4, and he may get the outside move done here, and we'll see as Danson fires it down the inside
oh.
with the
Then we got
guys, with two of
Sherlock
the other
all
JT
over.
Simshed guys. Jason Martin had a bit of a spin up there on 4, I believe, as Skurlock was able to get back around him and
Higgins just been
around.
absolutely swamped.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, if it was tyres and he spun up or what, but we're seeing now.
Yep.
We hear that he's had a bit of a tank slapper there through 4 as we see Danson now try to move under Martin here for second, but Jason's going to get the driver for 4 in the draft of the Illusion car and now tries to move to the inside of Martin. Sorry, of Skill.
Oh. Here we go. 42 and 2. Could see a big hit. Yep, there's a big smash back there. Car 42. And there's a yellow flag out.
Raymond Yeager, and we'll be going
Brett
to a
Durant.
replay here shortly. And
That was
Matthew, there's a lot of cars caught up in this, and that's what happened. We go racing for only a very short amount of laps with 3
car 2
laps left to
got a
go
bit
here,
out of
so
shape.
we'll
Got into
probably be
car.
going for a green-white checkered here.
It's ended up in the wall. Car 2's ended up across the nose. I mean, what do we have? So we had car 2 and car 42 come together. Car 2's got out of shape. It looked like he was going to grab and maintain control of it, and then he's lost it again. Matt Clot and another car's come together again, and he's ended up in the wall. And yeah, there's just chaos from there. A lot of innocent bystanders coming through and getting cleaned up on the way.
Yeah, and that's always the unfortunate part of being further down in the field.
Yeah. Sorry for my shady call there, but I don't know all the names. So
That's all good. We're here to learn and help each other out. So anything that you need is we're going to go green, white, red, as I suspected.
now, is anyone doing anything about
No.
their tyres? No.
Uh,
That would be
well,
crazy if they were, I would imagine. But yeah, you never know. Oh damn. And,
unfortunately,
I
that
think we're still. Oh well, I don't know. On the stream, it's still flashing replay. I don't know if we're still under replay on the stream or not. But
unfortunately that tire change didn't pay off there for Jason, but there's still two JP Simshed drivers in the top 5 here.
yes, hopefully, we're live now with the broadcast again. And yeah, I mean, he's still in good position. He still has a chance to fight his way up. I don't know if those tyres were a direct cause of him getting that tank slacker or not. You'd imagine so, but
Too cold, too hot tires, it can cause things like that.
uh,
So we got Martin Skurlock, Danson,
okay.
Edward Foster, Joshua Carroll Walden, Bennett Smith, Benny G,
Okay.
Jason, Brett, Ty, making up the top 10 at the moment.
Guys, let's have a look at our biggest movers. Obviously, we've still got Matt Danson with 33 positions gained, but okay, that's sort of a given. But a couple of the biggest movers, Mick Wilson with a 16 positions, Lachlan, I can never get his name right, but yeah, Lachlan, races for JPS. Yeah, he's come up 13 positions. Danny G's up 14, and Brett Garrett, even though he was involved in that accident just recently, he's up 15 positions.
And I'll do my due diligence to Matt here. Matt's going on Road to Pro in the next upcoming season this year, so he's currently looking for sponsors to back him. So if you like what you see here tonight and you own a company or a business and you want to see your name on the side of a winning car in the Pro Series, you can get in touch with Matt Danson on his Facebook page.
So we've had a couple of drivers with terminal exits, and that'll be Matthew P. Clowett and Matthew Schroeder, Michael Schroeder, sorry.
As the lights are out on the safety car, so we'll be
Here
going
we go again.
green, and if we can get around for one clean run, that'll be white, checkered. Danson's shaking the car there to get the tyres warmed up a bit. Some drivers believe in shaking the cars, some drivers believe in braking. There's all different styles of trying to warm up the tyres on these cars.
Yeah, well, I mean, in real life, there's many ways of doing it, whether it be heat through friction from the road or through heat from the brake calipers. But I suppose where our sim races is concerned, it's all like comes down to physics modelling, really.
As we see the safety car go down for the last time down pit road tonight. Jason Martin gets a good jump on the inside with Danson coming through for second. And Edward Foster cutting down in front of JCW there. Hopefully make up another position on the start, but unfortunately has fallen back a little bit as we see Danson now coming down the back straight and Edward move across to that inside line. Danson up in the second from Skurlock and is now looking at the back of Jason Martin as we go white flag presented to you by Hybrid Racing Simulation.
Oh, here we go.
Skurlock coming back now at Matt Danson. Is he going to get underneath? Maybe, or maybe Matt will get the drive off the corner.
I think Josh
this
Martin
is-
sort of secured his first
Yeah.
place now.
Jason Martin's checked out here, is coming to the checkered
Oh,
flag here, and a bit of
oh,
a touch there.
oh, there's a bit of a rub between Danson and
Sewell
Skerlock.
and Danson. Well, Danson
That has opened the
falls
door.
back through the field and then wrecks after the checkered flag. Unfortunately, he ended up back in 6th.
Yes, Foster has stolen second place. He took advantage of that little rub between Skerlock, excuse me, Skerlock and Danson there. He come out the big winner.
Yeah, he did. He made up all the ground that he needed to back there at the restart. Yeah, congratulations to our top 3, and we'll be having interviews here shortly with our drivers. Jason opted not to do a burnout. I don't know why, but we always love to see them victory burnouts, but he chose not to tonight.
We'll have to ask him where he really left his skid marks tonight. Oh, and to top it off, Jason Martin, just to be clever, in his last lap, he topped off the fastest lap time of a 31.68.
Wow.
Just to put the cherry on top of his win, I guess.
To run through your finishing order here, I'll do the top 10 and we'll do it like we did when we came in there, Nathan. So I'll go Jason Martin, Edward Foster, Michael Skerlock, Joshua Carroll Walton, Denny G, Matt Dancy, Burton Smith, Brett, Josh Mickelmore, Riley Curtis.
Okay, and from 11 to 20, we have Kai Sloggett, Chris Pennell, James Robbie, Mick Wilson, Phil Otto, Jason Hardigan, which is just going to say quickly, that's a big, unfortunate drop in positions for him. Lost 15 positions. Lindsay Hobbs, Raymond Yeager, Lachlan, Rio, and Bradley Kemp. From, I don't know if you want to continue from 21st there, mate.
Yep, so Riley Curtis. All right, we'll go.
I apologise.
Matt Hunter in 20th, so starting now from the cars that are lap down. Matt Hunter was the first of those, followed by Michael Led, Bradley Kemp, Norman Clark, Stephen Williams, Brad, Michael Dortnack, Christian Cox, Daniel Stevens, Gallagher.
Yeah, I can do that. And 31st is Matthew P. Clowett, Michael Schrader, Bradley Allison, Dave Douglas, Jake Mullaney, and Nathan Clive, all of which I believe were unable to finish the race. They have been damage affected. It was terminal for them boys, unfortunately.
Yeah. Sorry, miss back there.
Yeah, Mr. Aaron Mack, yes.
Yeah, in 26. I apologise. It's my bad. I was just skimming.
Now we're just waiting quietly on trying to get a couple of these podium sitters in for an interview. So quite an interesting night. It was good from my point of view, learning a little bit about NASCAR. Stressful, but enjoyable.
Yeah, it's always more stressful for the drivers, even.
Mate, significantly more stressful for the poor boys out there. But I've enjoyed broadcasting tonight with you, Jonathan, and broadcasting for JPS.
Been good to have you out here tonight to help us out on such short notice with everything that went on.
Yeah,
really appreciate
I'll
it.
only get better in my commentary in the future. I'm involved in any more with you guys.
You saw me make some mistakes out there tonight, so don't worry, even the best of us do it.
But it's been enjoyable. What else can we bring up here?
So yeah, unfortunately, the last call there from Jason, the tyres didn't play out well for him, and then Matt just, I don't know what happened there, that he got pushed back so far.
Oh yeah. Well, with Matt Danson, that was that little bit of a rub with Skurlock that
That's right.
I think cost him. So, but yeah, it was quite interesting. I don't know about you, but I didn't expect Jason Martin to skip the first spot at the end there. I thought it was going to sort of pretty much sit with Skurlock holding that or coming down to Danson and Skurlock.
So we're going to get a second place car in, or driver here, out of the JP Simshed staple. This is Edward Foster. Hey Edward, how are you doing tonight? See a second place from you. Good drive there towards the end of the race, and very lucky on that last lap to happen. What happened for you to pull a second out of the hat?
Yeah, it was, mate. It was luck. I think I was due a bit after the last couple of weeks, especially after Auto Club. So I'll take it. Probably about a top 5 car tonight would have been. I think I would have been quite happy with that if I'd been able to roll across in 5th. But to take advantage of a couple of little things in front of us and come up and grab second, I'm over the moon, because I've had a few races where I've really had good speed so far this year, and things have gone wrong. And tonight I didn't have great speed and come away with P2. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm very happy.
It's always one of those things that some drivers have a bad run of luck, and then they'll break it and have a good run. So hopefully you get on a run of luck here for the next couple of races. And it was interesting to see how that last few laps played out. But you definitely had a top 5 to a 6th place car. We see you sitting around there all night with your teammate JCW and Jason.
Yeah, Jason had really good pace, and he's just basically out there trying to win the race. He was sort of struggling, as we all were, to run with Skurlock, and decided to take 2 on that final stop. I was a little bit too hesitant to actually go that way because of how sketchy the car was on cold tyres. It was very sketchy in the first couple of laps on cold tyres, so I did not want to be on 2. But Jason decided to roll the dice. It didn't pay off this time, but next time it might be the golden ticket to a win for him. So most of the guys drove really well tonight. Excuse me, teammates drove really well tonight, and glad to have. I know a bit of misfortune befell a couple of the others, but good to at least have 3 of us running up the front consistently.
Yeah, we know there's obviously a championship at stake and a bit of a rivalry out there, so you wouldn't mind seeing things happen sometimes here and there to competitors, but we never wish it upon anyone. And good to see you up here on the podium. Is there anyone you would like to thank that gets you here week in, week out, and anything you would like to add?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, first of all, commiserations to Skurlock on that one, because he dominated the race, and probably deserved a better result than what he got. At the same time, Jason's driven brilliantly all year as well, and it's about time he got some good results in there as well. So good for both of those guys. Here's a little bump with Danson at the end. That kind of thing happens on the run to the line. There's that stock car. So we've all been on the receiving end of one, and we've all dished one out. So can have no complaints. As far as shout-outs go, of course, I'd like to shout out to both of you guys for jumping into the broadcast today in Carl's absence and helping bring everything out to everybody. Also like to thank JP for allowing us to put this team together. It's been really fun so far. We're really starting to just build some momentum now and really get used to working with each other, which is good. And of course, there's always the great sponsors that we've got here. Goodyear Auto Care, Drive Sim, VR Cover, Cars for Hope, Abruzzi Racewear, Jinx Shifters. The list just goes on and on. So it's fantastic to have those guys on this journey with us as we work our way through the season, and hopefully for many more.
Yeah, hopefully we see you here a fair few more times throughout the season, as we know you're a very strong driver out there, and we were talking earlier in the broadcast, we know that you can control your tyres over a long run, and you better drivers looking after your tyres out there.
Well, actually, that was my weakness tonight. Most of the time, I felt like this new tyre model really suited me, but tonight, for whatever reason, I just couldn't get a handle on them. Guys were just able to. I mean, I could see what they were doing. I could see what Skurlock was doing and stuff like that because he had really good long run pace. And if you remember back to Homestead last year, which of course was our last round of the season, he was really good then too. So I knew he had this place figured out. And I was trying to mimic what he was doing, but I couldn't quite get it right. I was always just a little bit off. So my tyres went away, unfortunately. But normally, yes. Normally, it's okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things. A new tyre model comes in and can't adapt to it as well as you or other top drivers out there, and that's what the difference is between a top driver and a midfield or lower field driver. But you're definitely one of the top drivers out there to watch this year.
Yeah, well, aim to be. I've been doing it for long enough. I've been doing it since OSR used to run the Thursday night car series. So I've been around a while. So if I didn't have it at least halfway figured out by now, and I've still got plenty to learn. Just look at the pace that guys like Danson are able to get. I probably don't know more than I do, but at least it's translating into some decent results. So that's okay.
Well, I wouldn't be too worried about Danson's pace out there, mate, because I've got to tell you that if we look at all the best pace laps, you're actually quicker than him.
Oh, really?
The best lap out there. So,
all right. Maybe I'll have to frame that and put it on the wall or something because I wouldn't think I'd get too many of those.
Yeah, you're actually by only 400s, but yeah, did sweat a quicker lap than him.
Okay, well, there's a meaningless stat I can take with me.
Yeah, it was quite interesting to watch the last few laps. How close you boys were with lap times and stuff, but that's probably new to me due to NASCAR being short laps. They're probably always going to be pretty close.
Certainly, definitely, it's one of the attractions of it.
Yeah, that's it. I don't really have much to really ask you or say because you probably pretty much got it all covered with Jonathan.
Excellent. Well, I'll leave you guys to it. Enjoy the evening.
We'll let you go there.
Thanks, man.
We hope to see you back here in a few weeks.
I hope so too.
Hi, Mick. Jonathan from JP Simshed Racing. How are you doing this afternoon? Great drive out there tonight. Yeah, we saw a bit of rubbing, and unfortunately that just didn't play into your hands there in that final corner there. But what's your takeaway from it?
Well, this is one of the rare occasions where I sort of felt like I had this win. I felt like I did enough to sort of win this one, and just unfortunately yellows came out, which I know the last week similar thing happened to Danson where he was a bit pissed off because he was leading the whole race and then a yellow came out at the end. Me and Chris stayed out and we won, so I can understand his pain now a little bit, but still third place isn't bad. I'll take it.
Yeah, still a step on the podium and good chunk of points for the championship.
Yeah, mate, that's it. As long as I got the chin on the rim, mate, and sort of show people that I can do it when I get a bit of track, That's all that matters.
Yeah, it's how do you feel the track was out there tonight with the tyre wear and everything? We saw obviously you pull away a lot there through, say, middle to third, fourth of the race.
Yeah, I think tyres is key, man. Tyres is what big difference between losing and gaining. That's why if you could start out front, you didn't have to worry about side-to-side racing and you can just focus on your lines and try to use the whole track to stop wearing the tyres so much. But, I don't know. Something about this track works for me, so I'm happy here.
Yeah, well, I was counting on you, Nelly, there towards and back here last week, but again, getting on the podium, that's amazing to back that up from last week. Is there anyone you'd like to thank and anything you'd like to add tonight?
Yeah, just thanks to, all the guys in Illusion. Good little team of guys that, we help each other out and we've all made each other faster. Virtual Motorsport Mentor, JP Simshed and Edward, Matt Hunter, Danny G for putting the league on, and just everybody that comes and races. So if they weren't there, we wouldn't be doing it. Thanks to everyone.
Thank you for the great.
Thanks to you guys too. I thought I said that, but I didn't.
Thank you for the great show again out there, Sherlock, and unfortunately not the result that you may have wanted, but again another great result, and hopefully we see you here in the future.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Well done, mate.
Hey Jason, how are you? Jonathan from JP Simshed Streaming. How was your race out there tonight?
Yeah, started off pretty good. Just near the pole and got off to a good start, but turn 1 and 2, what it was, first stint I just drove on the top. 3 and 4 I was quick through.
Oh,
Yeah, I think 1 and 2 I was
you're definitely right about being quick through 3 and 4, mate. We enjoyed that commentary trying to predict when it was that Danson was actually eventually going to get you.
It's funny. I saw him go up the inside, and the first time he did it, and as soon as he did it, I got on the gas, and as soon as I got on the gas, I just hit. Oop, you know.
Well, yeah, just every lap it was like, oh, is he going to get him? Is he going to get him? No, he's not. He's going to pull away from him. And then in the next lap, oh, he's going to get him this time. No, he's not.
Yeah, so we saw you take the 2 tyres there. Do you think now, looking back on that, that was the right choice to make? We saw a bit of a incident. We didn't fully capture what happened there with you taking the 2 tyres. Just run us through that real quick.
Yeah, I was seeing as I was sitting in third, I was like, I'll take the risk. I'll take 2. I thought it may have, and if it did pay off, I put. But yeah, I ended up just getting loose out of 4. Yeah, it basically bumped in there. I don't know what happened at turn 1, but I got sort of taken shallow line, and then some kept falling back. Another caution came out, and I got hit behind in turn 4, and yeah, that was it. Just extincted.
Yeah, not the result that you were hoping for, but you definitely had a strong car out there. All the had a very strong drive out there. Talking about JP Simshed, is there anyone you'd like to thank or that gets it done for you and brings a car here every week to the track for you?
Well,
and
yeah,
it up, and anything you'd like to add?
yeah, JP and Ed. JP for team, all the boys in the team helping out, all the admins, yeah, racing with it.
Well, thank you, and thank you for another entertaining race out there tonight. And I do apologise ahead of live stream. I did incorrectly pronounce your last name.
It's all right. Boys, have a good one.
Hey, mate.
So unfortunately, our winner here tonight isn't in our realm of being able to talk to here in pre-race. But if you're watching this, Jason, or good job on that win there, mate. And we hope next time you win, we get to see a few burnouts and donuts from you. We'd like to thank all our sponsors here tonight, and all everyone from JP Simshed streaming community and a sponsor as well, like Hybrid Racing Simulation, everyone that sponsors this series and the JP Simshed streaming. And thank you, Nathan, for joining me here in the booth tonight, and good job on your first run through, mate.
Always a pleasure to help out where I can. That's what a JPS Simshed's all about.
So
and as you just said, thank you to all the sponsors. There's quite a few to list. Too many to list that I've got in front of me, but a few off the top of my head is Jinx Shifter. Sorry, what?
Goodyear Auto Care.
Oh yeah, Goodyear Auto Care. yeah, there is so many. I do appreciate all of them. I'm just not listing them. And yeah, I appreciate the experience of getting up here and getting to do some commentating.
That's all it's about, getting some experience under your belt. And as we said there before, we'd like to say thank you to all our viewers and all of our sponsors. And from us, good night.